Namaste everyone. Very, very welcome. May God always bless you. I have this feeling that we, we should explore some basics also a little bit today, no? And let me just share before that. Then anyone can discuss also if you feel. I'm finding myself in a way fortunate to have lived a life where I found myself in so many different states, no? Not frequently changing, but like a growth that happens in a human consciousness, no? Like there was a time, or you can say, where I was looking at things through the thoughts, through the thinking, through the trying to understand through the mind also, no? And so on, like this. And what I have realized now is that we all are going to be in different states at any point of time. We are all not going to be in the same state, no? Although I am trying my best to share things in such a way that it can be understood in every state. That's what I mean by fundamental. I always try to share things in a fundamental way, but it does not necessarily mean that it will be understood by you. For that, your cooperation, your effort, your effort to resolve your confusions also is required. Because you are looking at the same thing from a different point of view than I am looking at the same thing, no? So both our point of view have to come together up to some degree, not fully, but up to some degree. So much so that at least there can be some communication between us, no? That you are able to communicate that what exactly is your problem that you are trying to solve, or what exactly is your goal that you are trying to attain in spirituality or in this particular meeting with me here, no? So that much communication is necessary to create that bridge between me and you, where we can communicate to each other, no? Until then, it's going to be just like a lecture that, okay, I'm sharing something and you just listen and go home, no? Which is not bad, it's good, but what I'm sharing is better than that, no? So I do understand that not every one of you is in the same state, or I do understand that actually every one of you is in a different state, even if slightly different, no? But can I say that I'm not in a state? Or I'm in a state of being from where I can have simple, what I call simple seeing, like pure seeing, no? Where I don't have anything in mixed with me, which which I'm knowingly or unknowingly projecting onto anything. So I'm not projecting anything onto reality in this moment, no? And I have no desire also to project anything, to slow down anything, or to make anything faster, no? So I'm very comfortable with the reality, supremely blissful with how everything is, no? And that can help you if you understand well, what is that you are trying to solve here, and ask the question in the correct format, no? Format means connect in a way, no? So can we try like this? This is what I'm saying, that every day coming, sitting in the meeting and getting very less, I feel not nice, no? We should get so much more from every meeting, no? And for that, the communication has to happen between us, between me and you, no? And for that, you will have to open up a little bit, no? Also. This was my part of opening up that I told you, no? This part, which I shared just now. Now it's your turn. If you want to talk to me, you are welcome. Uma?
Pranam. I want to look this, which you shared, free from states, uh, real freedom. I want to look with you.
Yeah, please tell me, then say something.
It is very attractive for me because I found inside like I am tired of mm, chasing states, even it is blissful state. It feels like dependency, and it it is not giving total freedom, like actually free. Little bit bound feel even for bliss. So it is very attractive what you shared for me, that you are not in a state. So I want to live like this always.
I see.
So
How wonderful. Let me share something, then you share back also. Let us think of it like this, that our tongue gives us ability to taste everything, no? But have we tasted our tongue? Our ability to taste everything enables us to taste things that we want to taste. Have we tasted our ability to taste? Generally, no, no? Because we are busy in tasting the things through the ability to taste, no? Like we are using our hand to touch everything, let's say. Have we touched our hand? We are using our hand to feel everything. Have we felt our hand ever? Especially, have we felt our hand feeling something? No, mostly not. No. Why not? So this why not is the answer to what you are saying, and the key and the way also. We are the pure being, but living in a mixed state, and we need to understand the mixed state in my way. Okay, mixed state is like not that the pure being has got mixed with something, but mixed state like it has as if forgotten its true state, and it has got settled with something else also, like let's say body, no? So body and ourself together, we are taking ourselves to be now. We are taking ourselves to be body and myself together. Because without you, body is dead anyway, no? I hope we know this. Without you, body is dead. Already right this very moment, it's a dead body. Without you, no? But right now it's not dead because you are here. No? So ourself, the being and the body together, and the being that we are has become so used to of living in the body, mixed with the body, that we think this is my hand, meaning this is myself feeling something when I'm touching it. No? We don't see the difference between myself and the hand. No? In the same way, the ability also. And because of that, when we are experiencing something through the touch of the hand, we find it very appropriate. Like what else can be done? It's like this is how it has to be, no? However, when our consciousness has started waking up a little bit more, no, self-awareness, then we feel something is missing in my life. I want more, and we think that more is outside. No, that more is not outside. What we are asking for now is the purity of being. That can I experience myself purely, and can I experience life from myself also? And that is, Uma, from where the need or the desire or the first time thought comes, that can I experience the hand also? Not only something through the hand. No. So basically it is about coming to the purity of the being from where our desires change in a way. No? Like normally we are thinking through thoughts continuously, where subject of thinking is more important, trying to reach to the conclusion is more important, ease of thinking is more important, but it is never important what is a thought or what is a thought process. No? But if we will settle more in our truth of being, it will become interesting for us. Like what exactly is a thought process? No? Like how thinking happens will be an interesting subject for us rather than what we think, what subjects we think through thinking. So Uma, that desire you have to live the purity of your being beyond states. No? Where you are saying even joy is something not original to me. So this desire basically is to live that emptiness of being. No? Because those who develop taste for the empty tongue, they enjoy everything. Like they eat things since morning till night, physical tongue, no? And yet somehow they don't forget to clean the tongue after eating, no? Because they enjoy that taste of empty tongue more than anything else now, no? In the same way, once you have desire for tasting the empty being that you are, you will enjoy the joy because it's just there. Like it's just there, no? Joy is just there, all the time there. But you will also know something is still kind of mixed. But it does not mean, Uma, that it is that joy which is arising from you. This is joy which is arising within the energies of body mind. No? There is a joy which arises from you also, which does not feel like a mixing. No? It is like 100% one. No? But it is very subtle. It is almost like there and not there at the same time. That supreme joy, Paramananda. That supreme joy is coming from you only. It's like always one thing. Normally what you are calling joy right now, Uma, I feel, is that this same supreme joy or bliss you are experiencing when it has come into the body-mind energies. That time when you are experiencing it, you feel something is mixed with it. You know what I mean? It is not original anyway. It is not in its original taste anymore by the time it reaches to the body-mind, no? To the energies, no? It remains original only when it is in your being, no? Or only when it starts immediately from there. No? That's why the importance of this fifth kosh, we call fifth kosh, that's the importance. That fifth kosh is an empty kosh, where the mixing is at the minimum. Mixing is there, but like the minimum mixing is there. There you can feel the purity of your own joy or your being much more. Like almost pure. It's like this. So it's so beautiful. Please share back something now.
Yes, it is very beautiful, and I could live what you are sharing and continuously living with you. And this pure bliss is like a pure taste of water, nothing mix, and just original.
Yes. And who you are in this context. You are that, you are not a frozen water. No. This water of your being freezes afterward in time. No, you are the potential water. You are the potential water. You have not happened, but you have potential to manifest. No. This is what is unmanifested being that you are. No. You are very much there. There is nothing truer than you. and yet you have no quality, no form, you know. But only you can know this truth, no? Not that from outside somebody can know this or tell you, no. When you know, you know. When you know, when you don't know, then you should also know that I don't know, no. So from this unmanifested, formless being that you are, things manifest, no? And this pure water of the joy also manifests, no? But once it manifests, like it comes out, it reaches to your body mind energy, no? There it gets mixed with things, and based on the kosh, it will be experienced differently, no? In the heart, it is felt like joy. It starts, let's say, like bliss. In the heart, it feels like joy. In the mind, it feels like peace. In the body, it feels like pleasure, no? So it is the kosh which is reacting to it in a way, or adding something to it, no? You who is experiencing is the same one. What you are experiencing is the same also, but the medium has changed. The cup has changed, no? Because cup is also adding something to it now. The cup of the body will give you the taste of pleasure for the same bliss that is felt in you as the pure water, no? The cup of the mind will give the taste of peace to the same you, the true experiencer of the same true bliss of your being. In the heart, it is more closer in a way, closer to the reality. No? It feels like joy, no? Like a undefinable joy, no? Like this. Uh, Uma, why it feels like peace in the mind? Peace, you can say, is like a little bit of like a ceasefire for the time being. Peaceful, oh, it's peaceful. Because there is always war going on in the mind, no? So it's like, oh, peace. Like there cannot be any other manifestation of this joy than peace basically there. All other are just disturbances, no? And it is not disturbance, and it is not disturbing anything. So that's why mind reads it as peace. No? Not that it is really peace, no? Body's wisdom is also very limited. So body reads it as pleasure, no? Your heart, however, reads it much more accurately. Like, hey, it's a causeless joy. There is no cause of it, and it's just joy, no? Your being, however, reads it accurately, no? Because your being is pure emptiness and formlessness also. It reads, it experiences, it can experience everything, but it is not having its own form or quality which is mixed with the experience ever. No? That's why the experiencing is pure here of anything. So anything is experienced exactly as it actually is. No? So that's why to remain or to come to the pure state of being is essential to know the truth of anything and everything. Before that, we are not really knowing the truth of anything. Like we cannot be certain. Yeah. And of course, there are different things happen. When the peace happens in the mind, we feel, I want this, I want this, I want this. Who is saying this? It is the pure being only saying, no? But not living in the pure state. Living under the threat, under the fear of disturbances. No? So thank you. It's very nice.
Thank you so much. Now I could live, which you said in the core, it is a possibility of manifestation. Thank you so much.
It's very good. I'm equally happy to interact with you. David, you want to talk?
Yes, namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
I'm a little unwell, so I'm going to keep my camera off
Ha.
today. Sort of connected to my question, um, just dealing with some health issues and chronic pain. And with that chronic pain, I'm having difficulty a lot of the time finding peace and joy. And I've been following, listening to your guided meditations, and sometimes there's a breakthrough where the pain exists, but there's peace, and sometimes it doesn't happen, and I don't really know why. And if I could just add one more thing, because it seems to be connected to, there's this sort of underlining fear that I can feel a lot of time of being bound, or like suffering, like inescapable suffering, and that sort of keeps coming up in this issue with the body.
Oh.
So that's my question.
Can I share something which I feel, which I see here? See, the pain or the ease, let's say, the opposite of pain at any level of body mind is ease or joy or pleasure, let's say, joy, happiness. They are dependent on the balance of energies at that level. They are not really connected to living, whether we are living the joy of being or not. No. It is a different story. So these are the things which I see total in what you said. So one is the pain. Now what is the cause of the pain? Basically is not the cause of the pain, it is cause of the imbalance in the energies at that level, which is resulting in the pain. Pain is like a fever, let's say. Pain is like a non-physical fever. So fever is just a symptom that body is trying to tell us that something wrong is going on inside. No? And unless that is removed, the pain will continue. No? So pain is one thing. It is because of the imbalances of the energies. Another thing is experiencing the peace and having that fear, no? Fear of being bound in inescapable suffering. Actually, this is the most important part I would like to focus on in what you are saying. No? Normally, we are trying to escape from the suffering and not realizing, meaning this kind of suffering internally, and not realizing that this trying to escape is causing much more suffering than that suffering which is there. And anyone who meets that suffering laughs only. Like, what the hell? My own nature was joy and bliss. I was afraid of suffering. And the only way to remove that suffering was that I should have met that wholeheartedly, like, okay, come, suffering, hit me. When the suffering hits you, the being, when you are open for it, no, internally, inside, no, what would happen? The suffering will dissolve and it will open, like, you know, some splashes of joy will come out of you. Until then, you will suffer in two ways. First, because of fear of suffering, and secondly, because of not living your own joy, potential joy, which is possible to be lived during this time. So this is that dilemma in which we are caught up, and it has to be broken, but how and when? This is the only question. No? Anybody who sits quietly, like, okay, let me face it, what it is. Because ultimately, anything that you are experiencing, either it is a pain, let's say, you are saying some chronic pain, no? And some treatment should be done for it, no? By help of experts. But when the pain is there, should you try to escape from it? Is it useful? In practical life, yes. When we are doing some work, and if we continue feeling the pain to the maximum, we cannot really do work in life, no? So there we have to find some kind of painkiller, no? But if we are talking about the pain of suffering, not the body, no? Because this is what I think you are talking about. If it comes to the pain of suffering, which is more like a internal pain in the soul, we should ask why we are trying to escape it. As if we are trying to not feel it, as if we are trying to numb our sensitivity towards it. And this is, David, the problem with this approach. At that level, when we numb our sensitivity, we do not feel that suffering, but also we do not feel our being, which is pure joy. That's why everybody who has to really get out of this circle of suffering has to dare to meet the suffering first, one time. That, okay, let me see what exactly is the suffering inside me. Like, what exactly is the suffering, rather than how to solve it. And anybody who looks at it only feels very happy, very joyful. Because there is no such thing as suffering in the being, ever. Of course, there are experiences of pain and pleasure at different levels, physical, non-physical, physical, mental, emotional layer. There are pain and pleasure always there, no? Happiness and happiness always there. But there is no such thing as suffering in the being. Suffering is the biggest myth. And we are entertaining it so religiously, so continuously, no? So devotedly, no? Why? There are some regions. And David, I feel clearly that those regions don't apply to you now. Because those regions are mainly that we are trying to save our ego through suffering. Meaning, through the suffering, we are trying to save the sufferer, which we are identified with. This pointing of Guruji, which I also practiced in my own time, that when you are suffering, find out who is suffering. It's a master stroke, But it looks so useless during that time. What are you talking about? I'm suffering and you are saying I should do self-inquiry, This is for seekers of truth, not for normal beings, Seekers of truth will do that, And it really helps. Because suffering was never real anyway. Suffering was a declaration of the being that I am not able to live my being, my truth, my bliss when there is a pain in my body. And that falsity of it is exposed. No, it's not true. That is end of sufferer. And also end of suffering, It is exposed that my being is truth and bliss itself all the time. And of course there is a pain in the body. Or in the mind level or anywhere, And when this is not exposed, a sufferer lives inside us. And that sufferer is nothing but the being only, which believes that I am suffering. Because I am affected by the pain of the body, Do you see what I am saying? This is what is fundamental suffering. I am not talking about superficial level, outer levels of suffering, but the fundamental level of suffering is this, actually, in the being. And for that we have to meet it really, not escape it, Not be numb, not be soft, gentle about it. Okay, let's go slow. No. Let's see what it is. So, David, I feel for you, there is a blind spot somehow. That's what I can notice in your case. look at this blind spot. Like try to be very very clear what is suffering. Do not try to remove it. Do not try to change anything. Meaning do everything that you want to. But for this, what we are talking, you don't need to change anything. You just need to know clearly what it is, and that will, at the core level, when we know what is suffering, it will also enable you to know, or in a way experience who you are. What is your nature, basically. Because of the identification with the body-mind, the being has forgotten its own nature, no? It totally has forgotten its own nature, that I'm not changeable, or meaning my presence can take different sizes in a way, let's say, or apparently similar tastes, but my nature never changes, no? My nature always remains truth and bliss, no? Truth and joy, no? So this is the thing this is that breakthrough in the being, in the direction of being. This is that breakthrough, what we can call knowing who we are, no? It is not denying that there is a pain in the body. No, it is saying it's totally fine. Yes, there is a pain in the body, or disturbance in the mind, or pain in the emotional levels. Yes, there is. But also there is something else. I am that something else, no? And I am not pain, and I am not painable. Like I cannot be put into pain. My nature remains same always. This is that discovery of who we are, no? This is why I am so important. It is not to give up the life. It is so that we can actually live life now happily. Because we are not able to live life because we are trying to extract oil, or you can say, water from the sand, no? Which is not there in it. We are trying to extract wrong things from that which can give us something else. Body cannot give us that which we are trying to get from body. Mind cannot give us that which, and because of that we are not happy in getting what mind can give us. Mind can definitely give us something, body can definitely give us something, feelings can definitely give us something, but not that which we are asking for. For example, our mind can never give us a definitive answer of anything, like an answer forever. It's an impossibility in the mind, for example. This is the job of the heart or the being, that you get a definitive answer. No? And we are using mind, for example, for that. It's using it incorrectly, like that. So, David, I hope that this sharing will help you in some way. Please say back anything if you feel.
Yes. Your words have given me peace, and I understood what you were saying. I think that this suffering is fundamental for me, and I've sat with it, but I haven't really faced it openly, fully.
Yeah.
And that's something that
Yes.
will have to be done.
If you are interested, do it right now.
Yes.
It's a very beautiful environment here. Satsang is a very joyful environment for doing that high intensity, high voltage job of self-inquiry. No? Other than that, like if we do the same job alone, that's where we have a lot of dryness, like no support or joy, and we have to still do the same high intensity, high voltage job. No? Self-inquiry is what is basically essential. No? Inquiry is what is essential. No? Inquiry does not destroy anything. It only exposes the identification as false. Body-mind remains body-mind. We remain as who we are. We live joyfully who we are, and we can very joyfully live the body-mind also now. No? Because body-mind is not against the being, and being cannot be against the body-mind, because being is the source of body-mind. No? What is against the being or against the body mind? You know, what is against the being is also the same one which is against the body mind also. It is the same which is not letting the body mind function well also. That is the ego, no? Ego means identification, a falsity in between, no? It is not somebody, but it is who we are when we don't live the truth of who we are. So the key is to be very clear about who we are in relation to what we are experiencing. You know, our most of the energy and energy and attention and wisdom is going towards what we are experiencing, and we are trying to define it, decode it in some way to know who we are in a way. That's not necessary. We can directly know who we are because we are experiencing the body, for example, right now, as simple as this, no? Are we not experiencing the body right now? Like, let's forget about all the other states and feelings and energy flow and everything. Just one basic thing, body. No? Are we not experiencing the body right now? Yes? Are we not experiencing the breathing right now? Meaning maybe we were not experiencing up to now, but now we are. So who is experiencing the body and breath? This who is you who has to ask the question, who I am, who is experiencing the body and the breath. No? Ask this question right now. But if you give this question to the mind, obviously you are on a roller coaster ride, no? Then you will think about it. Okay, what is the answer of this question? Why you have to think that what is the answer of this question? Are you not the questioner? And are you not the answerer of this question? Do you see? So this is what is the identification. Identification has caused the creation of mind inside us. No? That ego mind. Yes. And if you focus on your body right now and feel your breath right now and ask the question, who I am? Who I am, who is focusing on the body and who is feeling the breath. You know, so continue focusing on the body, continue feeling the breath, and continue asking the question, who I am, who is feeling the breath and focusing on the body. And do not do anything else, meaning try to withdraw yourself from everything else. Everything else basically is thinking, nothing else. Either thinking about what we felt, or thinking about what we are feeling right now, or thinking about what we are going to feel tomorrow. No? Basically, there is a whole life there in that thinking, no? Called myself, other people, relations, what I do, what they do. Everything is there in that. That is what is ego mind. No? You are not your ego mind. You are that who lives in it. Now you can get out of it right now. Into the truth of who you are, into the truth of body, into the truth of breath. No? Together we can taste it, taste our being right now. Then it will be your choice that you want to remain in the mind or you want to remain in the being. No? Then you can continue this practice. This is not a very difficult practice. No? It's a very simple thing. No? Focusing on the body, feeling the breath and asking who I am, who is feeling the breath and focusing on the body right now. This questioning who I am is going to get us out of mind. Because mind is a continuous engagement, like a circle. We have to create a circle of engagement to this question also now, who I am. Unless this question is put into a circle of continuous engagement with the question, we will remain in the mind only. No? So come back, again and again come back to the breath, to the body, to the question, who I am. So don't let your attention be escaped to anything else. No? Whenever you feel energy is escaping anywhere, focus on the body, feel the breath, ask the question, who I am. No? there will be a refinement of the question who I am also. The question will be refined now, who I am, more and more. The questioner will wake up more and more, and the question will get refined more and more now. You, the questioner, will be able to feel your breath more clearly. You will be able to feel your body more clearly, because you will be more present here now and less in the mind. The more you are present here, the more you can feel the body and breath more clearly, and also more easily you can discover or feel who you are. You are not going to maybe immediately get the answer of the question who I am, but you will know that I am. You will know this simple truth, I am, beyond thinking, beyond feeling, beyond emotions, beyond body experiences. Because you are out of mind right now. You are out of ego mind right now. No? So basically, feeling the body and the breath is more than enough to wake up to who we are. But what happens is that we feel the body and the breath, and just a portion of ourselves continues feeling it. The rest of ourselves remains in the mind still. To get us out of mind, we need to create an engagement. That engagement is self-inquiry right now, who I am. So that's why it is important to be fully engaged with this question, who I am, and continuously engaged, like a circle. Create a circle of engagement inside you now, no? Like every attempt of asking the question who I am should lead to next attempt, not going somewhere else, thinking about something else now, no? Otherwise we will get into mind again, no? Because remaining in the mind, getting into the mind is default. If we do not do anything, we will get into the mind. This is the point. I don't know myself, This is a thought in the mind, don't attend it. Attend the question who I am. I feel I already know who I am, is a thought also. Hey, what did I eat? I totally forgot, is a thought. Please be aware of it and do not indulge, don't engage in it. I don't think this is something interesting for me happening right now. Also is a thought. If you have attained even a little bit of a distance from thinking, you will be able to notice it. That this is not your compulsion to attend your thoughts. You may choose to not attend them also right now. No? This question, who I am, will become like a circle of thought and engagement with that thought, no? Internally. And it is going to get us out of all the other thoughts and circles, no? And then this circle of thought, who I am, will dissolve, like diffuse by itself, will disappear by itself, leaving only the empty space of being, empty sky of the truth that we are. Who is knowing is the same one what it is knowing. This is what is knowing who we are. Knowing who we are is not known through questioning of who I am, but questioning who I am creates a way to get out of the mind. No? knowing who we are, feeling who we are, living who we are, same thing. No? It's not like different things. Because there are no different people here, or there are no two here, no? Just one, no? But alertness is necessary, or awareness is necessary to first of all notice that I am in that mind, then to notice that I don't get into the mind again, no? So where we are now, quiet, peaceful, empty, just remaining without doing anything. No? This is the being that we are. No? When we get out of mind, or the circle of engagement with the thoughts, where we find ourselves is the being. No? We are here, we are this being, which just is. Thank you for joining this. So basically, we are doing everything in the mind, including spiritual activities, thinking, discussions, practices also, mostly. So we have to find a way to really get out of mind. Really, please understand the word really here, the relevance of it. And this body and the breath is a very powerful way to get out of mind, because body and breath is not in the mind, or not in the control of mind, generally speaking. That's why we can use it to very clearly see the difference. Otherwise, there is no difference. In the mind, we are in the mind and doing everything in the mind. There is no comparison really of being in the mind or out of mind. Even feeling out of mind is in the mind only, no? That's why when we feel peaceful while in the mind, we are not able to retain it. We are not able to maintain it, no? Keep it, no? Because anything in the mind, mind keeps it. Mind controls it, no? You, the being, does not, no? Like this. So things are not in your control yet. Even the peace, even the experience of bliss, happiness, is not so useful, no? But even the sense of existence out of mind, no? Outside of mind now, other picture, even the sense of existence is such a great attainment. Because it's real, no? Like you are experiencing something outside of the matrix for the first time. We think mind is just thinking. No, it's a much bigger thing than we think, no? First time we are experiencing something out of matrix when we experience our existence, I am. It's a real thing that reality. First time we are experiencing reality, no? Like this. So thank you. Very good. Harleen, you want to talk?
Hi, Rajee.
Hello.
After the last retreat, one thing which I think I can clearly see is that everything happens in the mind. I think there is this shift which has gone inward, out of which I can see that even the objects, the chair, the table, everything is something that is actually outside, is something that is actually happening inside my mind. Yeah.
Yes. Very good.
Yeah.
It's very good, no?
Yeah.
I mean, generally we don't notice that we are seeing and living everything through the mind, actually. It's very good to notice. This is what you were saying, no?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's also like where I can separate myself, that even this thought is actually happening in the mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. That's why when we, let's say, go to a tree, there were meditations also given to us that you sit with the tree, hug the tree, touch the tree, but continue, stay. something deeper will open up here. What was that deeper? Basically, not that tree was revealing something deeper. Tree was always exactly how it was. Tree did not change during this process. We changed. We got out of mind for the tree or for this process of meditation during this period of time. And then we actually feel that tree or see the tree also as it actually is. One interesting, picture came in my mind right now, which can be useful for us to understand how we are generally, or what is a, you can say, true perception or pure perception. It's like this: that in front of us is one window, which is, let's say, open, like it has no glass or something, just open window. And except that, everywhere else inside in our room are LED panels, big LED panels. And of course there are cameras outside which are capturing what is going on around us, and they are playing that live feed onto those LED panels around us. So these LED panels and this space of this room is what is mind. Whenever we move our attention, then we are seeing the feed of the cameras. Howsoever real it could be, or accurate, howsoever accurate it could be, but we are not living the reality. We are living a digital version of reality. No? Do you see what I mean? We are not feeling the wind. We are just seeing the wind blowing in a digital, feed of that. No? But in front of us is also a window, empty. It has no glass. That window basically was called the third eye. Third eye is not like in that traditional way. What I mean is that when we don't look through the two eyes, we look from one eye only, like this, straight. Like when you don't move, just straight. Move means moving in thought, no? Not moving means not moving in thought, no? When we don't move in thought, that window is always open. Straight we can see. We can see through our senses also. It's an amazing thing. It may take little time, but even we can see through our senses purely. While the mind still continues there, dancing, giving us the feed. No. My one version is better. Your version is more 3D, 3D, 4D, like this. But I want something real. I don't want 3D anymore. No? Because real is multi-dimensional, not just 3D. No? It's all-dimensional at the same time. No? We are a all-dimensional reality at the same time. No? And that's why we feel so limited in the experiencing or in the being of who we are also, because of living through the mind. No? So it was something interesting I felt can be nice. Please say anything else if you want.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
So it's a good observation, I feel. The message through this fundamental meditation which I share, just sitting, the message that don't do anything basically is for us, not for the mind. It's not for the mind, don't do anything, oh mind, don't do anything. No, it is for us, the thinker, or the one who is involved with the mind. Don't do anything with the mind. Like don't look. Because if you continue looking, you will remain identified. You will remain in that hypnosis. The strength of the hypnosis will grow by doing something in the mind. the strength of the hypnosis will decrease by not doing anything in the mind. No. So meditation basically is to increase the strength of the being and to decrease the strength of the hypnosis. No. In one shot. No. In one shot. Hitting the two birds. Both the birds which are worth hitting. No. Like the most important things of our life are these two. No? Living the truth of who we are and stop living the falsity through the mind. And neither this just sitting meditation is simple or difficult. Neither it is easy or difficult. It is exactly what it is. It is about whether we understand clearly or not what it is. No? In the mind or in the state of hypnosis, let's say, engagement basically, compulsive engagement with the mind is what is hypnosis. No? Like we are hypnotized or engaged with the mind in such a way that we feel that I have no option to not be engaged with the mind. You know, that is compulsive engagement with the mind. No? Like, what are you saying? How can I not think? No, it's like this. So we have to break it in some way. How we break it? Meditation, dhyana and satsang, first of all. Another is contemplation, like relatively increasing the consciousness at the mind level. No? What we call watching our mind, more consciously thinking also. No? Like why I am thinking about this topic when I have decided to think about buying a new mobile phone, no? For example. So this is going to increase the consciousness at the mind level. And we will see that, yeah, that's useless. So that the more the consciousness increases in the mind level, in a way the size of the mind or the power of the mind will decrease also, no? Relatively. Because the power of the mind is our unconscious engagement with it. Do you see? The more consciously we are engaged with the mind, the less powerful the mind is in a way, in terms of stickiness. No? It will be more straight in and out operation now. You want to think about something, go inside, think like going to office, working, coming out. Not that the walls are sticky or the desk is sticky or the keyboard and mouse is sticky. No, not like this. You know what I mean? Like that. Thank you. It's nice talking to you. Thank you. Preeti, you wrote, yes, while walking on grass, hugging tree, listening water, slow down minds and relaxing. Ah, yes. It can be very useful actually, what Preeti you are saying. It's just that we have to use it well in a way, no? Because nature is a very beautiful thing for seekers of truth, no? Although everything is only a manifestation, everything is manifestation of the source only, no? But in nature, that source is still, as silent and peaceful and beautiful. In the humans, there is a lot of noise added to it right now, no? So nature can be used so well to kind of come in that right frequency or vibration also in a way, or to remain in that way. Like that's why meditating in nature is much more joyful and supporting in a way also. So very nice. Thank you.
Namaste Rajee. I wanted to report and I wanted to bring it something before reporting. That you said somewhere, which I understood like this, that we have two minds, like one is a practical mind, one is a ego mind, and which I understood. And then ego mind is the problem or the problem creator. So I wanted to report on that. When I heard that yesterday when I was walking, so there was thoughts were coming and then telling that, oh, you did something wrong or something you're not well doing. And suddenly I realizes that when I heard this in my mind, that mind, the ego mind is a problem. And then I realizes I was not feeling to talk. And mind was creating this, that I am not well. There was no feeling to talk physically and inside also. Something. And mind was telling that, okay, you are not well, maybe something is not off, you are not doing well. So this I wanted to bring it to you.
Let me express a little bit. Maybe many times, we get a little bit, we mix things up also. There's some confusion. So when I say we have two mind, let me try to explain. Not like two portions separate from each other or something like this. It's like this. You are the being. You are using thinking to maintain your life. No? And thinking is being used at such deeper levels that we cannot imagine right now. Like there is a circle of thinking which lives inside us continuously, 24 hours. For example, the sense that I am, for example, is also thought level, lives in us 24 hours. 24 hours in the sense that when we are in the deep sleep, even then it lives there. But not maintained by us, of course, that time. Source maintains it. No? So, there is something called mind or circle of thinking, circle of thinking activity, that is maintaining the individuality of the soul. That's called, you can say, individual incarnation of the supreme being, no? You can say. So like this soul is also something which is maintained in that circle of thinking. Like our presence in the body, you can say. So this is that, you can say, useful mind, which is not against discovering who you are. No? When you try to discover who you are, it totally supports, like whole of it supports nicely. Okay, let's know who we are now. When you feel like living the truth of life, body, mind, life, it says, okay, let's live the life, But there is something else also inside us, which when you try to live the life, it kind of tries to distort your view, try to take you some other places than where you want to go. It kind of mixes with things in such a way that makes life much more difficult, confusing, and a struggle more. And that kind of okay, like we have all taken it like, okay, it is how it is, Life is a struggle, we have accepted generally as a person, and which has become part of the fun maybe also up to some degree, But when it comes to knowing who we are, it comes to its most strong state of resistance now. It doesn't want to. Like, no, you are not allowed to go in. So this mind is that ego mind. So ego mind is not a separate section of the mind, it is something mixed with the original mind only. That which is mixed is what is unconsciousness. But it is mixed in such a way that we are not able to see the difference between the original mind and the ego mind. No? Your original mind supports you in remaining as the being and experiencing anything that you want to experience. Because experiencing and knowing and living who we are connected to each other very nicely. They are in the same series. But not so much living, but more caring about who I am, what I am maintaining right now when I am living. That image that we maintain about ourselves, the worries that we have connected to it, the speculations and forecast we have about the future. That is that ego mind. Who gave us? We cannot say. Nobody particularly gave us. This is how life is. No? We are born and we get into that kind of state. No? So ego mind is not a thing in itself. Ego mind basically is as much as we are not aware of who we are. And it is going to be as less as we are aware of who we are. And it will not support us in knowing who we are also. So it will register in knowing who we are also. What to do, how to break. This is the point. Understand first of all. Make it more conscious, secondly. Like make everything more conscious, like more aware. Bring more awareness in things. Like if you can be more aware of your mind while using it, the effect, or you can say that strength of the ego will reduce from the mind, and mind will start coming to its natural state more and more. Like ego mind is that where, when for example you pick this coaster, the being knows I am, and I am picking it right now, and I am using it and holding it. End to end, you have the clarity that I am in the body is there, and I am also here. But this mind, which is the ego inside, is not letting you experience who you are, and also not directly letting you experience through the body this coaster. It is creating sections in between, divisions in between. You see what I'm saying? Like it is working like a mediator between you and the body and the experiences also. So this is that ego mind, which is not only just representing the experiences, it is representing you also, not only to others, even to you. That's why this is the most funny question in this existence, who I am. Also, it's the most funny question also, who I am. Why we should ask who I am? Are you not yourself? I'm not certain if I am myself or not. What are we saying? That I'm not certain, but this is normal. I'm not laughing at anyone because I have also gone through self-inquiry. So I'm not laughing at any one of you. I'm just trying to show you something which I know now, which I did not know before. No? And we all so joyfully do self-inquiry for a long time. Who I am? Who I am? We don't wonder who is asking the question, no, and who is going to answer. By the way, no, we just don't wonder, no. We do the same thing in the egoic mind's way, no. Is this understood now?
Very clear.
Good. So ego mind is not some kind of a special section, block or something anywhere. Ego mind in a way. That's why in Osho's discipline, consciousness was most important. Being conscious when we are doing anything. No? Buddha's discipline also was the same, no? Consciousness. Be more conscious when doing anything. Like consciousness is more important than what you are doing. Whether you are walking or eating or drinking some cup of tea or anything. Why? Because that unconscious mind or that ego mind is mixed with us, and we are not aware that it is mixed with us. So this state is what is called the sleep state of the soul, and from which the soul has to wake up. How different for different beings, no? Very good, thank you. Anna, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
I'm still stuck in the beginning of the satsang a little bit. When you were talking about different koshas, and then I was checking with myself, and I can feel the peace and the emptiness of the mind, and I can experience love, and I'm very content. But I very rarely or almost never experience bliss or pleasure, and it's fine. I'm fine with that, because like you just said, everybody has a different path, or the soul has its way. Still, I would like to inquire to see if I'm stuck somewhere, or if it's some kind of blockage, or if I'm doing something in order not to experience it. Because it's fine if it doesn't happen, but I feel like in challenging environments, it's very useful, because this nervousness and this it helps with just with manifestation in challenging environments. It's kind of like one is more sinks more, or is more peaceful or based, or I don't know how to call it. So yes, if you can look into it.
Little bit understandable. See, there is one same region which is causing you to not experience the bliss in your being and pleasure in the body. Same element. That is a subtle blind spot or assumption in you, the being. Like as if there is a rejection for the body. You cannot experience the bliss of your being until you have any rejection or any preference. When you have no preference, then you so naturally feel that bliss in your being. And in time, if not immediately, that same energy will melt or reach to that level of body where it is felt bliss, pleasure, like this. Because the rejection to the body is keeping you the being in a certain subtle form called my true self, which is saving you from all the other problems, like let's say mind problem or other course problems, because it is most subtle, so no problems can reach here, but also you cannot reach to yourself. So it was good, but now maybe it's time to let go of it also into your purest, truest state of being, which is not a form, which is not a fixation, and yet it is something which never changes. It's an alive truth, alive truth. If you can hear me and live with me right now, it's an alive thing. You are an alive being, which is not affected by anything, and yet somehow you are so alive. You are not fixed in any way. You are so relaxed that you are not almost maintaining anything except the alertness or vigilance, to not forget yourself or not to become anything, In one sense, it is the same thing as holding on to something inside, like a subtle holding on to something. And a letting go is what is going to help here. Like allowing yourself to notice that, am I still holding on to something, or am I fully relaxed now in the being? Like am I fully effortless, or am I still making some effort? Because there has to be some effort we are making. Only when you are not making any effort, joyfully, blissfully residing in the true state of being, then the body becomes the body again, the mind becomes the mind again, the feelings and the heart become the heart again, and you become who you are again, no? And no conflict, no confusion, no struggle, no suffering. Now the presence of the body, the movements of the body are not covering you, eclipsing anything. Now every movement of the body is only highlighting more and more who you are. Now every movement in the thoughts, in the feelings, is only making you more and more clear that you are not it. You are not even the thinker of your thoughts. That is also happening in the thinking process only. It is the thinking field in which, when you are involved, without remembering who you are, that it is also going to create a replica of you. And you will feel, oh, I am this. Do not forget yourself when thinking. Then thinking field will not create a thinker. It will be only thinking now, no? It is the internal mechanism of thinking that if you forget yourself, it is immediately going to create a thinker. And that you will take yourself to be. That, oh, I am the thinker, obviously, no? No, I am thinking separate. These two are separate. I am like self-contained being and thinking, like this. There is some connection internally, you will know that. But it is not through the thinker. Thinker is when we forget who we are while thinking, no? So how are you feeling now? Do you feel that it has helped you?
Well, your grace helps always, because I feel it immediately when you start speaking to me. The first sentence already, it was clear what is happening. It's some kind of misunderstanding of detachment from the body and rejection.
Yes.
And this is where this it is still not 100% clear, but at least mentally I could understand where the misunderstanding is, and probably because it was like, okay, I'm not going to mix with the body or with the pain or whatever, so that I can observe it neutrally, and somehow it turned into a rejection. Yeah.
It does actually. It's totally fine. You are generally speaking doing very, very well. That's why the most subtle blind spots are surfacing now. No? But seeing through them is only going to bring completion in your life. So let's talk about completion. This is completion we are talking about. Completion is where the being is the being, body is the body, thoughts are thoughts, feelings are feelings, and there is no conflict. Yeah. Like this. And you said grace. It is the grace of my Guru. It is the grace of God. I am playing some role. That is of connectivity. When you connect to me, something like as if you open up. or you come in the right alignment of grace, no? But the grace is of my Guru and of God only. Actually, as a reality, it is always the grace of God only. But the importance I always will give to my Guru, no? Because without my connecting with my Guru, or especially my Guru connecting to me, I was not able to feel or benefit from that grace, no? So for me, Guru is higher than God for me, no? In this way. Although God is also very clearly known that He is the only one who is, showering His grace on every one of us. So thank you. Just it was something in my heart I thought I will share. So coming to the topic back, so now what is happening is that your life is becoming more and more complete. Complete in the sense that it is in a way transparent and it is in a way not. You are there, but not as a form. But you are there in the forms also. You are living through the forms of body, mind, and everything also. But you are not caught up in them now when living them. You are not caught up in them after living them also. You are remaining free now more and more, no? Because you have become so subtle. You have come to your subtle-most level of being, or you can say you have gone beyond the subtle-most level also now. You, the being, does not remain in the fifth course, by the way. In your true state, you don't remain in the fifth course. You go beyond it actually. When you are active, when you open your eyes in the morning, no, that time you come out of your formlessness, quality, attributelessness into the blissfulness of your fifth course, no, purity of I am, no, like this. Then from here activity happens. But remain here. Don't go anywhere now. Don't do the work in the body. Let the body do the work. Don't do the work in the mind. Let the mind do the work. No? You don't go anywhere now. You remain in the purity of I am now. No? That's the key. Because I am is that middle point from where you can live a wonderful life in the body mind, live to the fullest, no? Full potential of body, mind and life, while never disconnected from who you are. No? That's why the confusion will not happen in you. It is the confusion that we are dealing with right now. No? Very, very nice. Thank you. Very nice talking to you. Diva, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
Rajee, you mentioned to David about suffering, and one needs to come face to face with suffering. And how I noticed this in the recent days that I was in denial, or there was really this thing of making it numb, becoming numb to the suffering. And you just said that we are protecting our ego. The suffering entity is actually someone that is protecting the ego. Rajee, can you elaborate on this? Because I tried on my own to see, but maybe I didn't have the right direction to understand the sufferer.
I understand.
So if you can help.
It's a very simple thing actually. Until we encounter, we may find it very confusing or like, wow, what is this? It's a very simple thing. Why, when we are suffering, why we don't want to question who I am when we are suffering? Have we thought of it? Why we don't question that time who I am, who is suffering? Why we don't question what exactly is suffering when we are suffering also? Have we thought of it? The reason is that we feel I'm so busy in suffering, and it is so real for me that this question, that who is suffering and what is the nature of suffering, should be attended in some other time, in the springtime, like, you know, when things are all beautiful and peaceful and happy. This is like, you know, hardcore winter, you know, like gloomy, dark and everything. What are you talking about? You know, so we have this kind of thing going on inside us. And what is the end of it? Either suddenly we understand the importance of the knowing of who we are, then we will be out of this. Or the suffering has to increase, like so much that we are not able to decrease it in any way. We are not able to decrease it by doing whatever we do. That is where we have to stop that. Okay, can somebody tell me? Because I'm just continuously suffering. And then when we are invited, hey, can you check who are you, who is suffering, or who exactly is the sufferer in this? Then we will attend it. You know. So this is so it's a very simple thing in itself. So there is a layer of unknowingness, you can say, or unconsciousness, or lives inside us. While suffering means attend it, try to solve it. You know, like that kind of reflex lives inside us. That reflex does not let us experience who we are while we are experiencing suffering. But ultimately, suffering is also an experience, no? Or not? Actually not. Suffering is not an experience. Suffering is more of a rejection of what is happening right now. And when we are not able to remove it, that's where we declare like, I'm suffering, no? Because it is not happening as per our will right now. In one sense, do you see what I'm saying? Like I'm expecting some guest today, and I'm in a grumpy mood. I want to, no, I'm supposed to be happy in a happy mood, no? And whatever I do, I'm becoming more and more grumpy now. Does it make it clear to you what I say?
The one thing that got clear also by experience is that we tend to not look at suffering as if like the immediate response is fix it, fix whatever is happening. And but what I'm like, how does one protect their ego by suffering? That's what my question is.
What is ego? Let us look, no? First of all. Is ego not self-ignorance, or is ego something else? Ego simply means not knowing who we are, but believing that I know who I am. Is this not ego? So whenever suffering happens at the deepest level, it is an opportunity to know who we are, and we do not use this opportunity to know who we are, but we continue believing that I already know who I am. That's not an important thing, or that's not basically the need of the hour. The need of the hour is to solve the suffering. No? Is in this way also, are we not suffering? Are we not saving ourselves in a way? But if you want to know really, then you should ask yourself, when you suffer, ask yourself, who I am, who is suffering right now? Or who is that who is suffering? Is it myself or something else? that will decode this for you in a real experience. Like internally you will know this. Another way of saying would be that you are the being who is anti-fragile. Anything hits you only proves that you cannot be deconstructed. But you are living as if this much blow is okay, but not more than that. When you are trying to push away your suffering, are you not protecting your weakness that you believe you have? Another way of looking at it, that saving your ego. No? Ego means weakness that we believe we have. No? You are an anti-fragile being and you are believing yourself to be only robust. Some are believing not even robust. No? We feel we are just fragile. No? This is also another way of looking at it. That's why it was said, and it is said also in different times, that without fundamental disturbance, we cannot discover who we are. No? Because the fundamental disturbance does not, without fundamental disturbance, it is not clearly known to us what gets disturbed and what doesn't. Meaning the core of ourself remains undisturbed through the normal life situations and activities. No? Only when our core is disturbed and still something remains undisturbed, then we discover that I am that being who is not even dependent on the core of the energetic structure of body mind. No? Meaning I'm not dependent even on the health, overall well-being of my coach also. No? Even if they are disturbed as a whole, the very foundation of my body mind is disturbed, then also I am not disturbed. No. So this was the understanding I feel about it. No.
Yeah, Rajee, I feel I got it this time. I feel protecting the weakness.
Yes.
What it was. Thank you, Rajee. This
Protecting the believed in weakness.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very nice. Deepa, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
So, you were talking to Anna, you were talking to Diva. To Anna, you talked about blind spots. I feel that I am an energy ball, and those blind spots are the inlets of energy, external energy that comes in. But then at the same time, those are also the outlets of the energy going out. And once you give in a thought about any situation for that particular blind spot, then the test begins. The universe tries to test you as to, how the blind spot is working for you, whether you have, unlocked it or not. Is it the right approach or the right intuition which I'm getting, or
Up to some degree, it is true what you are saying in the energy levels, no? More or less the same outlet or same pipe of energy is used for in and out, no? So in that way, it is true, but it does not mean that anything can enter inside us. That depends on the state of the experiencer of the energy or the being, you can say. So that's where the importance of being in the right state comes in. No? When we are in the very less sensitive state, let's say, what we call unconscious state, no? Like some beings we find in life also, they are careless about what is going on, like COVID happened, I damn care, nothing touches me, like they are like this, you know what I mean? And really nothing touches them. They're like totally fine. Even if COVID virus enters, it goes out very quickly, like sorry, wrong house. You know? Because they damn care about what is going on to me. But then there is another state of being where we are very stable in the being. Stable means established in the truth of who we are. But also we have manifested that stillness in the form of a stable presence in the body also, like a center. And that is going to pass through all the chakras, in a way you can say, like all of our energy levels, and will work like a pillar of light, a very stable pillar of light everywhere. And that will regulate now what will come in and not. Now again, you are very stable. What need to go out of you goes out of you very nicely. What need to come in you comes in also very nicely. Like nothing astray comes in you anymore. But in between these two states is a state where gradual, different stages, but where we have become more sensitive than usual, and yet we have not got established in the truth yet, or the presence has not got manifested in our body mind yet also. That is the state where it's kind of difficult, really. Where we ourselves don't know really how I'm able to take things in, like emotions, feelings, or anything like this, from outside. So I do understand this, what you are saying. But the question is, what is the answer now? What is the solution for it? No, that we should focus on that, no? Do you feel something? You want to say something about it?
I don't know, but the feeling of being in that energy or just being that energy rather than focusing on the blind spots when I'm not around anybody makes me happy, makes me that I am content. But I know that the blind spots are a way to actually, tune in frequencies. So basically, these were designed in a way for us to live in this world where we only designed it by accumulating energy. But like you were saying that, we are a bucket in which there are holes. And if we are in water, still the bucket is there and, it's like the energy flow is happening. And when we are out of that water, the holes are still there, but still the bucket remains as it is.
I want to say something else. I feel that this is not really very good approach, what you are saying. Because what will happen, this approach basically is the approach of remaining in that belief system of the person while trying to improve, which is okay. For person it is okay, but you have come here and you are continuously coming here, talking to me and declaring that I want to live as the being now. So for you it is not okay, I feel. No? All the therapies and everything for the persons is not a bad thing. It's so perfect, no? But for those who want to remain as a person, no? Those who don't want to remain as a person, the approach has to be different and much more robust than this kind of approach, no? Because this approach is going to take forever, no? Because what is the flaw in this approach is that it is based in beliefs, whether collective or individual. Whereas you, the being, should depend on truth more now and believe less now. So you have three truth. You should focus on three truth at any point of time to attain stability and to attain that strength and that anti-fragility. Three truth are your body, your breath, and yourself. I am. anytime you feel weak, you feel like you are sucking wrong emotions or anything, energy from other people, just come back to this. You will be able to function very well, perfectly, everything that you need to do in the office, in the market, in the relations, in the relatives, anywhere and everywhere. And you will not be affected by other people's presence or anything like this, meaning you will get out of that weak state of the person or of the being, and things will get regulated by themselves suddenly, and you will be much more bold now, not like, as I said, that is a middle state somewhere where the person's stability is not there anymore, and the stillness of the being has not been discovered and not being lived yet. So in between we come into a very weak state, and for that this is the solution. Body is very stable, breath is very stable also continuously, and you are also. And from here a new balance will come now, a new orientation and new alignment will start happening now in your being. Like my way. Now you will do things in my way, your way of the being. Because you, body and breath, all three are more than sufficient for you to live life. Although the training from the mind, training in the body mind from the past is very valuable also. But it has a lot of emotional content, which is mostly and most of the time personal only. So if you keep attending, or you can say if you keep surrendering to the conditions put by the mind in order for you to use the abilities or training of the mind, it will never allow you to live as who you are. But if you start living as who you are, like declaration, to hell with you, I am going to live as who I am now, with or without you. Now mind will surrender to you. And mind does surrender, because it has no source of energy than you. You are saying, I am not going to look at you, like this. If you don't look at mind, it will die. Then it will come to you now, folded hand that, oh, please accept me. I don't, not literally like this, but all of your abilities will immediately leave that thing called mind and will join you. All of your skill set of the practical life and everything, they will just immediately leave that thing called ego and will join you immediately. Because here body is there, breath is there. Breath means the prana is here, vital force, and the being who lives. All three are here. Nothing else is needed. So do this. It will be perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I am not saying that person's way, doing anything in a person's way is right or wrong. Everybody's call. No? Everybody will take a call in different times. No? How important, what is important for us. But at some point, all of us who have decided to live the truth of who we are now, we will have to take this call. Like we will decide one day, I want to live as myself now. In the long run, I think you are very, very intelligent being also. In the long run, you will pay so much more in the way of the person than in the short run, in the way of the being. It looks like, oh, I'm going to pay so much. So this is the story. No?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the blessings every time.
I feel it is natural. It's not maybe so much of a blessing, but more like love and best wishes. of a being to another being, no? A natural, I feel, no? Like it's a natural sync and yeah, like this, yeah. Like my best wishes to you, no? It's like this, no? Because it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful to live as the being. And it is not at all beautiful to live as the person. It is true. And living as the being is not against living life. Living as the person is mostly, but we don't notice. Living as the person basically is against everything except living as the person. Please try to understand this. That's why it has resistance for everything except continue living as a person. No? This is the thing. So for those for those of us for whom living is very important, living of life, we will have to leave that personhood. For those of us for whom living the truth of who we are is very important, we will have to leave the personhood also. For both the parties. And some of us are who want to do the both thing, no? Like why not? Living the truth of who I am and living the wonderful divine life which is manifested from the source. No? हर जर्रा चमकता है अनवार इलाही से, no? हर सांस ये कहती है हम हैं तो खुदा भी है. Every particle is shining by the divine light, no? By the light of God. Every breath is saying that if I exist, God exists. No? Or as I exist, then God, so God exists in me. No? What is this I am? No? This is a declaration of our existence and existence of God both at the same time. No? So this manifested life is shining by the light of God. Why living it will be bad or against living the truth of who we are? But living in the way of person is in many ways against that. No? Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Ultimately, Deepa, what is going to happen is that you will just stumble upon more and more blind spots. And you will just keep saying, oh, I thought I'm not allowed to live as the being when I'm using my mind. But actually, I am. You know, you're just going to discover more and more freedom and more ease and joy and simplicity of being complete. You know? Or if you go the way of the person, it's such a long journey. It's such a long journey. Thank you. Very good. Stephanie, you want to say something?
Yeah, thank you, Rajee. Yes, a lot of was always a lot of fear to speak up because person said you don't find words, and now I saw I realized that there is from the ego mind running away from the fact that I'm suffering. It was protecting this being I'm suffering, and I was ignoring it. I was saying, no, I'm okay, I'm fine, and this is the resistance. And I felt so stuck in the beginning, actually stuck in this, I cannot come out of this, I don't have any capacity. And when you said in the beginning, it's important that we speak up, that we show ourselves, there was always a fear. I don't have words, and now I see there was persistence, to really persistence meeting, because easily I can feel everything is fine, but there's also a blind spot in that, because the person was also saying, because this life is very, very, I'm mostly living like an eremit, and I see it's by the grace of the Guru. Just I'm often praying because of I don't know the way, and praying to Guruji, help. And now I see this is the way how it functions here, and at the end, just to listen, it's like the mind doesn't get it, and therefore thinks something is wrong. And right now I receive your blessing so much that I'm out of that I'm speechless, because I don't know how I reached there, but still I see. I easily, after this, when I'm not in this satsang, after this I will fall back if I don't do these things you said. And it's such a valuable tool to use it. Yes. And not to get distracted by this is happening, that is happening, I have to fix this. And it comes back to this simplicity, just don't fix anything you think you have to improve. And I still cannot say anything because how it works is not in the head of the ego mind. I see the grace of the Master is washing this all the ideas about who I am away. This shower of grace here. To see you smile is also so. No.
When we come together with the intention to discover the truth, to live the truth, to come to peace, to come to the reality of who we are, something beautiful always happens. No? And the grace of our Guru is always here. Lord is always showering His grace here. No? So something beautiful always happens. It is just about opening up in a way. Like how much I open up today. It's just about that, I feel. That much we are benefited. No? And this opening up is not necessarily really talking, me and you talking to each other, no? But more participating in the meeting, you can say, in a way, no? Because this meeting in the mind may be happening through a talking, but in the reality it is not, no? It is all of us who are the being living in a form, no? Have decided to be here and live the truth of who we are. No? Is this not what is the core of satsang? And then many things will happen. Confusions are there. You will ask something, I will share something, and then it will be seen. No? Is it not like this? So essentially it is just about opening up, how much I open up, how much we open up today. No? It's about that. Now who is deciding that inside you? Is a good question to be asked. No? Who is deciding inside me? Like we can ask, no? Who is deciding inside me that how much I will get from today? And who is stopping me from getting also if I feel I'm being, obstructed by something, no? And this questioning is part of awakening.
May I say something?
Yeah.
This pushed me, this question, I heard yesterday or in the night, I don't know when I heard it because time is here sometimes not relevant. The satsang from your last time where you were saying how much that we need to be clear about what we want from this meeting. And and this I asked because in the morning, here's early morning, I have two possibilities, meeting with my Sangha, listening to Guruji, or to come to you. And this come to you is for me a direct injection. This I know, this immediately comes to the point, and but I have to stand up earlier. So, but I didn't sleep much in the night because this strong I have to wake up is here.
Can I say something here?
Yes, thank you.
I clearly know this, that even the recording of Guruji is more powerful than this meeting. I know this clearly, at least for me. No, but you have chosen to be here, not today, maybe before also. No, why? Because you feel it is alive. Alive means what? We should be clear about it. Alive means a possibility of interaction, possibility of clarifying confusions, so that what is stopping me can go away, like that knot is opened or melts, and my life can start flowing from inside. No. So we should use this opportunity clearly then. Now we should not do the same thing which we do with Guruji's recording. No. There it would be appropriate to just be absorbed in that listening completely, like as much as you can, so that the actual presence of Guruji can start guiding you from inside. No. So that would be appropriate there. But here it's different, no? Here participating is the way. Not lost in the meditativeness that time now, no? But more open and present here. You know what I mean? So this is the thing I realized. I just saw something, so I thought I got excited to share with you.
Yes, thank you so much. But it's not either or, because I have a lot of to listen to Guruji is my daily. I unplug it, or this is the thing. It's not that I miss. This is I don't miss it, because it's the base, and but you give a way that I can express. I don't have anyone to talk. Sometimes I don't talk the whole day, and this blocks me often, that I can think I can express myself. This is a real vasana, I can say, that I thought I'm not able to that, and this fear holds me back a lot of times. But now something happens through the topics now with Guruji. They are so strong, and I will soon also see him, that this had to drop away, this fear of speaking up. I'm wondering that I can do it now. Because before it was like, don't do it, don't raise your hand. And yeah, and this is a chance here, because it's so direct, and yeah. Yesterday also, I need to mention, I suddenly Guruji came into this gem of the week, and it was really, it struck me so much to meet him directly, that he's speaking, and therefore this energy that you are here to speak with, it has such an impact. Normally we don't have that with Guruji, but also the satsangs are always like the same as if he is here present. I just wanted to say thank you for this possibility to meet you directly, and I have no words. It's so powerful. And such a chance, because mostly this one feels like a mess. I didn't get anything. I start fresh. I don't know where I am, what I am, and it's but the person is of course saying this. I didn't advance in all these years, and then afterwards I see it's not true. Something changes, but I can't grasp it, of course.
Yeah.
I just thank you that you are.
I'll just share something with all of you, which may help you, Symphony, also, Stephanie also. That there is a internal, deeper level restlessness also in the soul. No? In the deep depth of the soul, there is a restlessness, which is like a restlessness of the seed, where it is trying to become something, no, and not able to. So that is going to be there always. But that restlessness in the soul is always sweet and joyful. Always. So life is full of passion. What is passion? That restlessness which comes out, no? Expresses itself. That is passion, no? But what happens is, somehow, what we call suffering basically is that we are not living at that speed of God. We are not living at that speed of existence. We are like lagging behind. Like we were supposed to open up to this level long back, and we are not open yet. Like in time, lagging behind in a way. And that is where that sweet, joyful restlessness, which is just pure explosion of energy and truth, or being, turns into sort of a struggle and unhappiness and discontentment and sense of incompletion or something, no? Also, outer levels, thought, feeling level. No? So we cannot be faster than the speed of source, but we can be slower, and we mostly are slower. I saw, in Europe, I saw one for first time, a mother taking a child to a walk, and she was so patient. She had so much patience. Like he's wandering here, looking at a small stream or something in the spring, and spending time, and she's like, okay, like this. Well, let's think like we are also those children, of our father or mother, God, that we are too lost in a way, like we have gone too far away in the play from that, and we lost the hand in a way. That's what has happened to us in a way, and we are now finding how to come back to that mainstream again. And I want to tell you that coming back to the mainstream again in contact with the source is not so difficult as you think. But it is not going to happen in the ways of person. It's going to happen only in the way of the being. That way of the being is what I call I am. This I am is a fundamental teaching. It's a fundamental learning together. It's not like one time, one thing, okay, I know I am. Not like this. Like, no, slowly refining that importance of it, way to come back to it, and way to continue living it. No, it's a whole process, not just one thing. No, what I offer is a whole process. No, this is that way to come back again, to hold the hand of the beloved again. No, this I am is that hand actually. No, for the one who is lost, for the lost child of what we call ourselves. And you will again start feeling that joy, that sense of security, that lack of fear, and more presence of love, no? Like a flow, no? Like a flow, no? Like you will start enjoying the butterflies and the beautiful trees and the streams and everything, grass and everything again. This is what is life, no? Enjoying life as it is, no? You know? I just felt like sharing with all of you this. Thank you. Anna, you want to talk?
Thank you, G. Um, I like the topic today about suffering because I cannot say I'm suffering. As I've often said, I'm very happy. But there is, especially since today, these days I'm unwell and um, I'm very aware of I've become aware of a subtle sense of suffering. And today, in everyone you were speaking to, it became clearer and clearer what this is. And so I just felt that before the meeting ends, I would like to thank you for this clarity.
Thank you. We may find it very repetitive, but I still want to mention the importance of stability here. What happens is that when we are suffering a little bit, then we don't care so much because still we are enjoying part of our life. No, part of our life experience is still enjoyable. No, like it has not become all suffering yet. No, so that time we don't care or don't understand the importance of being stable, consistent, centered. No? And when we are suffering too much, that time we get into that kind of state where probably we cannot do much also about being stable, centered. No? The best time is when we are not suffering so much. It is time to cultivate the centeredness in the being. No? This is the best time. And Kabir says like this, that दुख में सुमिरन सब करें, सुख में करे न कोई, जो सुख में सुमिरन करे तो दुख काहे को होए. No, everybody remembers God or truth when suffering, and nobody remembers God or truth when happy. No. But if we remember God or truth when we are happy, then why in the first place suffering will happen? Do you see what is suffering? It is forgetting or like losing contact with the presence of God or truth from within. That is suffering. No other suffering. There is no absolutely other suffering. All are just experiences. Opposite, of course. Up to the fourth kosh, the experiences are opposite of each other. No, they are the echoes of the same soundless sound which happens in the fifth kosh, but without a opposite. But now up to the fourth kosh, they are opposite always. Happy, unhappy, peaceful, disturbed. No. Pleasure, pain, no. But basically suffering simply means being a lost child. No. Being a lost child is what is suffering, no. This is story, no, I told you being a lost child. Like suffering is not anything else really. Like when you, the soul, realizes that you have lost contact with your source in this play of life, and now you don't know how to come in contact with that. And I want to tell you, it is so simple. By the time you have become so typed or conditioned for being a person or person's ways, that you will not maybe understand the importance of connecting with the sense of I am. But trust me, it is so beautiful and also so rewarding in this direction. It is not going to help you remaining as a person and become happy. It is going to help you getting out of being a person into the truth of who you are and happy. Let's be clear about it, so that you don't take any wrong information from it. So basically, Anna, suffering is nothing else but this, no? Because when you are, let's say your beloved came, no, today after a long time to house or something, and you are very happy. Still the weather may not be as nice as like same as not nice weather. You still may have the broken, something, oven or something, and still you are so happy now. Because happiness is inside you now. When happiness is not inside us, then we try to compensate to get that happiness from outside by doing things, by attaining things, like this, which is never going to compensate equally, no? It will give us an illusion of one moment happiness, then that drains out, no? Then we become empty of that happiness again, no? But this happiness of our own being does not go away, it remains. But it is not that kind of happiness which we get through experiencing, especially the opposite experiencing, no? That's why we have to develop a different kind of I or value also for looking at it, finding it and living it, no? It's a different kind of happiness, different kind of bliss, different kind of joy, no? It doesn't appeal to us really in the initially, like, what is the big deal? Yeah, it was nice, but no excitement of life. Because excitement of life is in the opposites right now for us. You see what I'm saying? And there is no opposite here. It looks like, oh. But there is a wisdom also here, my friend. There is a wisdom also here where you can understand things. That's why we don't understand initially anything when we are in satsang or in dhyana, in meditation. Oh, it was beautiful, but I did not understand anything or see anything. No, you did, but not in the way of person. In the way of the being you understood, but you overlooked it because you are not used to understanding things in that way, no? Not yet, no? This is the thing. Thank you. I just felt like sharing this. Thank you.
I just wanted to share one more thing. Sorry, it's getting late. Is it all right?
Yes, it's fine.
For me, it's like this, that the deepest happiness I feel all the time. I never lose touch with it. And the momentary happiness I get from the manifest life, which is happening all the time more and more now, is not even a patch on that deepest happiness. I think this suffering is coming. It's like a mercury in the thermometer, which is telling me exactly how far I am at any given moment. And it's a wake-up call, constant wake-up call to me. It is a permanent subtle suffering.
Very true what you are saying. Ultimately, suffering is more of an indicator, more of an indication, more of a pointing, more of a sense of direction it is trying to give to us. No? Like where to go and where not to go. In the same go it is trying. But we are not able to decode it. We are more trying to go back to the person state where we were enjoying. Once we stop enjoying in the person state, we cannot start enjoying again ever now. This is the most difficult thing to accept, especially when we are in the person state. That story is over actually now. Now new story has to begin. That story is of the being. No? Once we stop enjoying as a person. That story has to end now. Because that construct has served its purpose now. Its time is over. No? In this way, suffering basically is telling the time of being a person is over. You start living as a being now. No? Like suffering is kind of telling us, telling that child, that little soul that we are, how how much you should fall back into the truth now. As much as you start feeling joy, no? And then do not come out of it now. Continue playing, but only from here, only from the truth of I am, no? And then you may suffer, you will suffer from here also at one point. What Uma was saying, that I want to live the purity of my being, even the joy is something as if mixed, then fall back more into yourself. It's a journey of falling back like this, not like this. We are not going like this inside us, we are just zooming out more and more and more and more. When you are fully zoomed out, meaning you are not having in this moment, no, when we say fully zoomed out, basically means that you don't have any objective consciousness or awareness. You have only self-awareness or self-consciousness. This is what is core meditation also. This is what is being also. No? And ultimately this is what is samadhi also. No? Like fully zoomed out attention or consciousness. No? Just resting in the being. No? Now this consciousness has a potential to extend, but not extending. Yeah. Or you can say majority of the attention is resting now in the being. Just a little bit working consciousness or attention is just playing in the body mind and doing the things which are necessary. Anna, do you see the simplicity of truth? Self consciousness. When the consciousness meets the self, it is called self consciousness. Do you see? Until then, self is there, consciousness is there, separate from each other, and creating the sense that there are two. Like there are two inside me, the self and the and myself. No. This myself is the consciousness. Self is the silent character in this play. When the consciousness meets the self or rests in the self, then it is revealed, I am the self. No, it is revealed that I am the self. So thank you. Very nice talking to you. It was very beautiful meeting with all of you. I always rejoice, and today especially very much I rejoiced, being with all of you. God may bless you always. Thank you. Thank you for joining.